When we create goals, that ultimate goal is for us to change the current course of our life in some way. In other words, to transform. When we create these goals in hopes, they're often me centered. We think, what am I going to do? What steps will I take? How am I going to work through these steps to be successful in meeting my goal? However, one of the most, if not the most important things we must consider, in my opinion, is who are the people that are going to be involved in helping me reach my goals. Welcome back to Defeating Weekly. I'm your host, Craig Olson. Thank you for checking out this week's episode. If you are a new subscriber or a new listener, there's lots of ways that you can interact with Defeating Weekly. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, lots of different ways to connect with us. If you ever have any questions or thoughts, feel free to comment on the different posts or even just reach out to me if you want to chat. This week, I'm super excited as we continue kind of this launch of 2024 and thinking about the things that we want to accomplish this year. And this week's main topic is on the idea of transformation. This past weekend, I was listening to a sermon from Canvas Church in Kalispell, Montana, that was talking about transformation within the Christian life. And it got me thinking about the concept within our goals that we create for ourselves. When we create goals, that ultimate goal is for us to change the current course of our life in some way. In other words, to transform. When we create these goals in hopes, they're often me centered. We think, what am I going to do? What steps will I take? How am I going to work through these steps to be successful in meeting my goal? However, one of the most, if not the most important things we must consider, in my opinion, is who are the people that are going to be involved in helping me reach my goals. A quote from the sermon was, transformation involves needing other people. This got me once again thinking about how important that is, not only within our daily lives, as we work through the different nuances within our lives, as I firmly believe fellowship is a key to our success, but also how this can affect our ability to transform ourselves into better versions of ourselves. While most of us can be successful at the beginning of a journey, when we're excited, if we're going at the journey alone, eventually we're going to hit that roadblock. We're going to feel worn down and defeated. This is the time where it is very important to have others around us to support us and to build us up. An example of a person who could do this for you is a mentor. And this is going to be an episode that I'll be doing later this year, but I wanted to mention that mentors are someone who you walk through life with, learning from them. For me, I've had many different people in my life who have fit this definition, from my parents to pastors in my life. But there's one who stands out to me as really kind of the main mentor I've had in my life, and that was my good friend, Ben Harris. When I was living in Moses Lake, Ben and I used to meet for breakfast on a weekly basis. During these meetings, we did general check-ins with one another. We discussed sermon messages and pushed each other in our growth as Christian and men. Ben and I had a very close relationship in which we were able to have hard conversations and hold each other accountable. These are two things you must have when relying on someone to be a mentor for you. Just picking someone because they live close to you, but isn't necessarily close enough to trust is probably not someone that you should look to as a mentor, because without that, they're not going to be able to hold you accountable and have the ability to help you truly transform. This week's action steps. Number one, think about a transformation you want to make in your life. Is it physical, mental, or possibly religious change that you're wanting to take place? Maybe it's within your parenting or relationships. Whatever it is, you must identify it specifically if you are wanting to work for it. Number two, find someone who you truly trust and have an honest, solid relationship with. It must be someone willing to be a part of this journey with you and is willing to have hard conversations with you where you are at. If they're not willing to have this and do this for you, it doesn't mean they can't be a support person for you, but you need to be able to find someone that you can be accountable to, who's going to be supportive, but able to have those tough conversations with you. And finally, action step three, ask for help. When you're struggling through the tough times, when you are going through a transformation, remember the quote from earlier: transformation involves needing other people. If you want to make a change, you need help, allow others to help you. This week's goal, just like the last couple weeks, it's my focus statement for the year. Tools and knowledge only work with action. The action begins with you taking the steps you need to. This includes finding someone that you can have that's going to help you and asking them to help you. You have the tools and knowledge of what it takes. Now take action by getting others involved to help you and go ahead and begin your transformation. I hope you guys have a great day and defeat the week.